Next is coming the concept of acceleration of the particle executing SHM. So what we have got here, that velocity of the particle, it is given by omega a cos omega t when you are taking the projection on y axis, and when you are taking the projection on x axis, velocity is this. Okay, for your convenience I am writing the displacement also. Here in this case displacement is y is equal to a sin omega t, and in this case displacement is x is equal to a cos omega t. That we have learnt. Alright. Now the coming is acceleration. So you see acceleration you can write that it is time derivative of velocity. So it will be d dt of a omega cos omega t. So when you will take the derivative of cos omega t, it will come omega minus omega sin omega t. So you see you are getting minus omega square a sin omega t. Alright, now look at the expression a sin omega t is y. So what are you getting? Acceleration is omega square y, because a sin omega t is equal to y. So acceleration of the particle executing SHM is given by minus omega square y. What is omega? Is the angular velocity which is constant. Alright. Now let us consider this expression. So in this case acceleration will be again dv dt. So you will have d dt of minus omega a sin omega t. Now minus omega a you can take outside the derivative. D dt of sin omega t is omega cos omega t. So you see how much you are getting? Minus omega square a cos omega t. But look at the expression a cos omega t is nothing but the displacement. So you are getting acceleration is equal to minus omega square x. So either you can write acceleration is minus omega square y, or acceleration is given by minus omega square x. Alright. So you see here what is the meaning of the negative sign. Alright. Negative sign indicates that acceleration and y, means acceleration and displacement, they are acceleration and displacement. Displacement means what? X or y. So that's why within bracket I am writing y or x are oppositely directed. Is that clear? So this is the most important point. Why? At the beginning I said no, that what is the characteristics of the SHM? That last point you can remember, that acceleration is always directed towards the towards the fixed point or the equilibrium position. So you see displacement you are measuring from the fixed point towards the other point. Is that clear? So displacement is always directed from the equilibrium towards the end, whereas acceleration is oppositely directed to the displacement. So acceleration is always directed towards the equilibrium position. So this is the most important point you have to remember, that here negative sign indicates what? Indicates that acceleration and displacement are oppositely directed. Alright. Another point, you just look at it. Omega square, it is a constant quantity. So acceleration is some constant into displacement. So what is the another important conclusion one can draw? That acceleration is directly proportional to the displacement. Remember, that was the second characteristics as I said at the beginning of the class. Okay, that what is the characteristics of SHM? Acceleration or the restoring force always directly proportional to the displacement. So you see we have proved it, that acceleration is directly proportional to the displacement of the particle executing SHM. So here these are the two formulae you have to remember, you have to learn and remember for solving the numericals, and these are the two concepts you have to remember related with the simple harmonic motion, rather representing the characteristics of the simple harmonic motion. So you see one can write acceleration as minus omega square x or minus omega square y. So if you consider what is the acceleration at the mean position. Alright. So at the mean position you see x and y, they are 0. isn't it? So what will be the acceleration? 0 means minimum. Alright, acceleration is minimum at the main position. I hope you can remember. What about velocity? Velocity is maximum at the main position and the value is given by plus minus omega a. Now if you consider the extreme position. Now at the extreme position, what is happening? X and Y both are maximum and equal to the amplitude. So you see at the extreme position, acceleration becomes omega square a and it becomes maximum. Okay, so this is the point you have to remember, that at the mean position, the acceleration minimum, but what about velocity? Velocity maximum and given by plus minus omega a. And at the extreme position, acceleration maximum, whereas velocity minimum, it is given by 0. Alright, these are the important point you have to remember for solving the numericals also. So you see, what will be the force? Force, you see, it will be mass into acceleration, isn't it? So it will be mass into acceleration means it will be minus m omega square x, or you can write minus m omega square y. So this negative sign indicates what? Negative sign indicates that F is directed towards the, negative sign indicates what? F is directed towards the, F is directed towards the mean position. Alright, what does it mean? That just you consider this, the particle is executing SHM, started from O. So when you are taking the particle from O, you are displacing the particle. So if the displacement is in this direction, then force is acting towards the main position. Alright, so you see, force is always trying to restore the main position. That's why this force is also known as restoring force. Alright, why the force is known as restoring force? Because the force is always directed towards the main position, because there is negative sign indicating that. And as force is directed towards the main position, it is trying to restore the main position once it is getting displaced from the main position. That's why the force acting on the particle also known as the restoring force. And restoring force, what is the value? Either you can write it as minus m omega square x, or you can write it as minus m omega square y. Okay, so these are all concepts regarding the displacement, velocity, acceleration and restoring force acting on a particle executing SHM. Next is coming the concept of the angular velocity. Here in this case you see, we have got that acceleration is omega square into displacement. The negative sign we are ignoring here. Why? Because negative sign is related with the direction of the acceleration. So it has no relation with the magnitude. The negative sign indicates only the direction of the acceleration. So one can write acceleration is equal to omega square into displacement. So from this relation one can write omega is given by under root acceleration divided by displacement. This is the relation you have to remember. That angular velocity, how you can get? Angular velocity is acceleration by displacement. So next is coming, then what will be the time period of the particle executing SHM? You know, time period is given by 2 pi by omega, that we have done already in other one. Uniform circular motion, time period is given by 2 pi by omega. So if you substitute it, it is coming 2 pi into under root displacement upon acceleration. So you have to remember these two relation also related with the this one, the particle executing simple harmonic motion. Then next is coming. Now let us find out what will be the nature of the graph for displacement, velocity and acceleration. All we will draw on the same graph. Okay. So in this case, you see, if you consider displacement is given by y is equal to a sin omega t. Alright, so it will vary just a sine function. So if you consider that this is the origin, mean position, then what will happen? Displacement will become maximum, then 0, then maximum in opposite direction and again 0. Alright, so if you consider this is the total time, means time period, and this point will correspond to t by 2, and this point will correspond to t by 4, and this point will correspond to 3t by 4. Okay, so this is the graph for the displacement. Alright, then what will be the graph for the velocity? Now you know that velocity is equal to plus minus omega into under root a square minus y square. Okay, or you may consider it v is equal to plus minus, don't write plus minus, omega a cos omega t. Is that clear? What does it mean? At the mean position, when displacement is 0, then velocity is maximum. And what is the maximum value of the velocity? Omega a. So you see, if you consider this is a, this much is a, amplitude, then omega a, it will be little higher, isn't it? So when at the mean position velocity is maximum, then what will happen when the velocity is maximum? Then at the time t by 4 velocity will be 0. Then at the time t by 2 velocity will be maximum but in the opposite direction. So you see how I have measured. This was the maximum value of the velocity. So I have measured it same in the opposite direction. Again, when this is one, the displacement is maximum, velocity is 0. Again, when displacement is 0, then velocity will be maximum, this point. So this is the point. So what will be the graph for the velocity? We have to join this point. Means the graph for the velocity will be, freehand you join. This is the graph for velocity. Alright. Then next is coming, what will be the graph for acceleration? We know that acceleration is minus omega square y. So acceleration and y, they vary in the same manner. Okay, when y is maximum, acceleration maximum. When y is minimum, acceleration minimum. But oppositely directed. What does it mean? That nature of the displacement graph and nature of the acceleration graph will be the same, but its means maximum amount will be more. Because why? What is the maximum acceleration? Omega square a. Is that clear? So what you have to do? This will be the acceleration graph. Means just like y but opposite of y. Sorry. So you see, this is the acceleration graph. This is for acceleration and this one is for displacement. Alright, everyone should learn and practice this graph. This is important for your exam. I repeat, this graph is important for your exam. So please learn and practice the graph for velocity, displacement and acceleration, that too on choosing the same axis. Next topic is also very important for all point of view, concept wise, exam wise, everything. That is, what is the total energy of a particle executing SHM. Now here, when a particle executes SHM, as the particle is displaced from the main position and the force is trying to restore the position, so in order to displace the particle, you need to apply some force. So due to that, the particle will possess some potential energy, and as the particle is in motion, so particle will have kinetic energy also. So when a particle executes SHM, it possesses potential energy as well as kinetic energy. So first of all, we will find out what is the expression for potential energy. Now we know that whenever a particle executing SHM, then the force acting on the particle is given by minus m omega square y. Isn't it? So you see, if the particle is displaced by a small amount dy, okay, if the particle is displaced by a small amount dy, then what will be the work done? It will be force into displacement. It is given by minus m omega square by dy. So what will be the total work done? You have to integrate it. You have to integrate it from 0 to y. Okay. How you have to integrate it? You have to integrate it from 0 to y. Is that clear? Now in this case, remember that when you are writing dw, then the force you have to apply, it should be opposite to the restoring force. So as restoring force is minus m omega square y, so when it was considering dw, then it will become plus m omega square y dy. So integration 0 to y m omega square y dy, and it is given by m omega square y square by 2. Integration y dy is y square by 2. So you don't have to remember how to evaluate the integration. Just remember the result, that integration 0 to y dy is given by y square by 2. So what is the potential energy? Potential energy is given by U. It is equal to work done. It is equal to m omega square y square by 2. So this is the relation you have to remember. This derivation you may not remember. Okay. Remember that what is the potential energy of a particle executing SHM? It is given by m omega square y square by 2. Then next is what will be the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy calculation is very easy. You know, kinetic energy is half mass into velocity square. And what is the expression for velocity? Omega under root a square minus y square. This is v, then v square, you have to square it. So how much you are getting? Half m omega square, it will become omega square under root a square minus y square whole square means under root will be removed. So it will become a square minus y square. So how much is the kinetic energy? Half m omega square a square minus half m omega square y square. Is that clear? How much you are getting? It will be half m omega square a square minus half m omega square y square. This is the expression for the kinetic energy. Alright. So what will be the total energy of the particle executing SHM? So you see, total energy is equal to potential energy plus kinetic energy. So what is the potential energy we have got? Half m omega square y square. And what is the kinetic energy we have got? Half m omega square a square minus half m omega square y square. This is the kinetic energy. So you see these two getting cancelled. So what is the total energy? Half m omega square a square. This is the expression for the total energy. Again, one can write like this. Omega is equal to 2 pi f. F is the frequency. What is f? F is the frequency. You know that omega is equal to 2 pi f. So if you substitute, how much it is coming? Half m 4 pi square f square a square. So 2 and 4 getting cancelled. So you can write it as 2 pi square m f square a square. So total energy of the particle, either you remember this relation or you can remember this relation. And the last relation and this relation, from both the relation it is clear, total energy is directly proportional to the square of the amplitude. Total energy is directly proportional to the mass of the particle. Total energy is directly proportional to square of the frequency of oscillation. So this is the way one can find out what is the potential energy, kinetic energy and total energy of a particle executing SHM. Kindly learn and remember the formula for potential energy, kinetic energy as well as total energy of the particle executing SHM. Now if you consider all the three types of energy together, potential energy half m omega square y square, kinetic energy is this relation and total energy half m omega square a square. Immediately you can draw the conclusion that total energy it is constant throughout the motion. Alright. Now if you consider at the mean position, you know that y is equal to 0. Isn't it? So you see at the mean position what is happening to potential energy. Potential energy is 0 whereas kinetic energy is half m omega square a square means maximum. Because we know at the mean position velocity maximum. Isn't it? So kinetic energy also maximum. But what about the potential energy? Potential energy is 0. Then if you consider the extreme position, at the extreme position y is equal to a. So you see potential energy becomes maximum half m omega square a square. It is becoming maximum whereas kinetic energy y equal to a. Then these two terms will getting cancelled. So kinetic energies become 0 minimum. Alright. Clear? So if you want to plot the energy graph, then you see the energy graph it will look like this. If you consider that this is the time axis, then total energy is always constant. So you may consider this is the total energy graph. This is the total energy. Total energy is always constant. Alright. Now what about the kinetic energy and potential energy? Alright. Let us do it alternate way. Now if you consider this 0, this is 0, this is time t. So it means it is the main position. So if you consider here what we have plotted, we have plotted potential energy, kinetic energy and total energy. So you see if you consider the potential energy, then potential energy at the mean position it is 0. So what will happen? Potential energy graph it will be like this, that 0, then maximum again 0, maximum 0 like this. Is that clear? Then what will be the expression for kinetic energy? When potential energy is maximum, then potential energy is minimum, kinetic energy is maximum. You just see when potential energy minimum, kinetic energy maximum. How much? Half m omega square a square equal to the total energy. So it will start from here. So what will happen when the... Let me first mark the point, otherwise it will be difficult for me. So you see, when potential energy maximum, kinetic energy minimum, so it is coming here. And then when again potential energy minimum, kinetic energy maximum, potential energy maximum, kinetic energy minimum, like this here. I could not draw. Yes, this will be the graph. Okay. So this is the graph actually. So this blue line represent the potential. This is for kinetic energy and this one is for potential energy. This is for potential energy, that is the total energy. So this is the way by applying the concept of the expressions and the minimum and maximum value of the kinetic and potential energy and total energy, you can draw the graph. This graph as well as whatever relation I have written on the whiteboard, everything is important for your exam. Kindly learn it, practice it and also copy it in your notebook. Thank you girls.